Most people drive the A75 in Scotland without a second thought. But for those who know its history, the night is a different story. Since the 1950s, drivers have reported figures appearing from the mist, screaming, vanishing, and leaving no trace. You are watching Silent Tales UK. Let's uncover the mystery of the Kinmount Strait. Most people drive the A75 in Scotland without a second thought. But for those who know its history, the night is a different story. Since the 1950s, drivers have reported figures appearing from the mist, screaming, vanishing, and leaving no trace. You are watching Silent Tales UK. Let's uncover the mystery of the Kinmount Strait. It wasn't just the locals. Over the years, professional lorry drivers and even police officers have logged reports about the Kinmount Strait. Some describe their car engines died, while others claim their car engines died for no reason at the exact spot where the accidents happened. Science calls it an optical illusion. Perhaps the most chilling account comes from a family driving home in the late 90s. They saw a car ahead of them veer violently off the road and plunge into the ravine. Terrified, they stopped to help, calling out into the darkness. But there was no wreckage, no broken glass, no car, only the sound of. But the A75 isn't the only road that keeps secrets. Hundreds of miles away, in the heart of Dartmoor, lies a place known as the Dead Man's Cross. For centuries, travelers have reported a pair of hairy, disembodied hands grabbing their steering wheels, trying to force them off the road. It sounds like a nightmare, but the mystery doesn't end in Scotland. If we travel hundreds of miles south into the mist-covered heart of Dartmoor, we find a road even more terrifying. It's a place locals whisper about as the Dead Man's Cross. For over 100 years, travelers on this lonely stretch have reported something. Imagine driving at midnight and suddenly a pair of huge, hairy, disembodied hands afloor and grab your supernatural strengthy. Drivers describe the sheer terror of fighting against these invisible hands as they try to force the car off the rugged cliffs. It sounds like a ghost story, but the police records tell a different tale of unexplained crashes. He's still trying to take someone. Leaving the lonely highways behind, we enter the quiet lanes of Kent. Welcome to Pluckley, a place that looks like a beautiful English village by day, but holds a dark record by night. Officially named the most haunted village in Britain, Pluckley is said to be home to at least 12 distinct ghosts. From the screaming man in the brickworks to the floating red lady in the churchyard, every corner of... But the terror of Pluckley doesn't end with just a few sightings. Local legends speak of the Fright Corner, where a highwayman was pinned to an oak tree with a sword, his still reenacting his final moments of agony. Then there is the Watercress Woman, an old soul who accidentally set herself on fire while smoking up and is now seen as a misty figure on the village bridge. Even the local woods, known as the Screaming Woods, are avoided by the villagers. Moving from the quiet lanes of Pluckley, we stand now under the shadow of the ancient Tower of London. For nearly 1,000 years, this fortress has served as a royal palace, a dark prison, and a place of execution. Within these cold stone walls, kings and queens have met their bloody ends. Today, The tower is famous not just for its history, but for the restless spirits that still walk its corridors. Guards report hearing heavy footsteps on...
Welcome to Silent Tales UK.
Leaving the stone walls of the tower, we journey now to the overgrown paths of Highgate Cemetery. This is a place where nature has reclaimed the dead, with thick ivy climbing over ancient Gothic tombs. The air here feels heavy, as if the silence itself is trying to tell a dark secrets. In the early 1970s, a wave of terror swept through London as reports emerged of a tall, dark figure with piercing, hypnotic eyes. The Highgate vampire, as it became known, was seen gliding behind the iron gates and moving through the shadows of the Egyptian Avenue. To this day, many believe that something ancient and hungry still rests within these forgotten vaults.
Some stories are better left.
Our journey now takes us to a quiet suburban house in Enfield, North London. In 1977, this ordinary home became the documented most poltergeist case in history. It began with strange knocking sounds inside the walls and furniture moving on its own as if grabbed by invisible hands. As the days passed, the occurrences turned violent. Witnesses, including seasoned investigators, as heavy objects flow across rooms and children were lifted from their beds by an unseen force. Deep, gravely voices emerged from the children, speaking of a presence that refused to leave.
Your prayers.
Even today, the Enfield Poltergeist.
Get out!
Help me! What's happening? Please help!
Our final stop takes us to the desolate grounds of Boleyn Rectory, often called the most haunted house in England. For decades, this imposing Victorian mansion was a stage for relentless paranormal activity. Phantom footsteps, spectral figures, and ghostly writings plagued its residents. A place where the veil between worlds seems perpetually thin. The rectory's reign of terror culminated in a devastating fire. But the flames could not erase the legends etched to the very soil. Even in ruins, Boleyn remains a beacon for the unexplained. A perpetual echo in the heart of England. In the early 1970s, a wave of terror swept through London as reports emerged of a tall, dark figure with piercing, hypnotic eyes. The Highgate vampire, as it became known, was seen gliding behind the iron gates and moving through the shadows of the Egyptian Avenue. To this day, many believe that something ancient and hungry still rests within these forgotten vaults.
In the early 1970s, a wave of terror swept through London as reports...
In the early 1970s, a wave of terror swept through London as reports emerged of a tall, dark...
In the early 1970s, a wave of terror swept through London as reports emerged of a tall, dark figure with piercing, hypnotic eyes. The Highgate vampire, as it became known, was seen gliding behind the iron gates and moving through the shadows of the Egyptian Avenue. To this day, many believe that something ancient and hungry still rests within these forgotten vaults. The mist is clearing, but only for the faithful. Join the circle. Which nightmare comes next? The raven or the wolf?